This short video is to explain what a dihedral angle is. But before we can explain that, we need to go over some other terms. So half planes. Any line that lies in a plane separates the plane into two half planes. So here's two examples down here. Okay? Now remember, we use a parallelogram to represent a plane. However, planes go on infinitely, right, in all directions. A half plane consists of all the points on one side of the line. So again, there's an infinite number of points in this green, represented by this green half plane, because it goes on and on and on forever. And then there's an infinite number of points on this side of the half plane in blue that goes on and on and on forever. So all we do is take a plane that has infinite number of points, it's a flat surface with infinite number of points, and divide it into two halves. Just as two lines can either intersect or not, so can two planes. Two planes that do not intersect are called parallel planes. Two planes that do intersect are called intersecting planes. The straight path of points where the lines intersect is called the line of intersection. And that's something we learned last semester. The intersection of two planes is a line. And we call that the line of intersection. Something to think about. We're using a cube to represent 6 different planes. Right? So the sides opposite each other on this cube, front and back, are parallel. Left and right are parallel planes. Top and bottom are parallel planes. In this example, the top and the right-hand side, those planes intersect, and the line of intersection is shown with this red line here. Now again, if you look at just the part that's on the cube, that's an edge. But again, if those sides represent planes, the planes go on forever and ever, so the line of intersection would be, the intersection would be a line. Something to think about. How many sets of parallel planes exist for a cube? Right? 3. Remember we said there's 6 surfaces and opposite surfaces are parallel. So front and back are parallel, left and right, top and bottom. So there's 3 sets of parallel planes for a cube. How many lines of intersection exist with a cube? That would be 8. They would represent the edges, right? Where each of the, 12. Where each of the planes intersect, it would be all the edges. So right up here, the top and right, the top and left, top and back, top and front. Right? Down here, it would be the bottom and front, bottom and right, bottom and left, bottom and back. And then where the left and front and right, right and back, left and back. So the edges of a cube would represent the lines of intersection for the planes that would lay on top of each of those faces of the cube. So, dihedral angles. When two planes do intersect, they form 4 angles, in much the same way that two intersecting lines form 4 angles. The 2 intersecting planes also form 4 half planes. So here we go. We have a blue plane and a green plane. They intersect, and there's the line of intersection. We go right there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 angles created. Since they're 2 planes that are intersecting, we call them dihedral angles instead of just angles. And again, there's 1 half plane here, 1 half plane here, 1 half plane here, 1 half plane here. Each angle is called a dihedral angle. A dihedral angle is an angle that is formed by 2 non-coplanar half planes and their line of intersection. So over here, the key thing to note is that the angle formed by these 2 half planes, the top and the top green and the bottom and the to the right blue, and their line of intersection, the angle measure is the same along the entire line of intersection between these 2 planes. So if you know the measure of this angle right here, then you know the measure of the dihedral angle. They are the same. If the measure of angle EAJ is 60 degrees and the measure of JAB is 30 degrees, what is the measure of the dihedral angle formed by the orange and purple half planes?